Good evening. Welcome. So it's February 2020, and I'm just going to dive right in here. So we are here, and what we're working on right now is the final construction drawings for the superstructure of the lower school. So this is the foundation, footprint, and roof, all the structural elements of the school there. And then next we're going to move into the interior drawings. And as you can see by the schedule here, we're right where we want to be. It's nerve-wracking. Every day we're working on this, and our goal is to be open, completed with all this work for fall 2021. So big stuff happening here. Next we're going to move into the interior pieces. And what I'm going to show you tonight is that we basically broke the project into 5 modules. Some of these are run in parallel, some of them are in series. But this summer is when we're going to break ground and start this. So I'm going to turn the mic a little bit so I can also fix this here. So we know where we're at here. We're in the upper school. That's Crownsville Road. Come down Ian Chambers Way. And the first thing that we're going to do this summer is we're going to build a parking area in the back there. We need the parking space long term, but we also need to get ready for this area right here to essentially be fenced off and for us to break ground on the lower school. And to give you a little bit of an idea, the lower school building will be all in this area right here, and it's going to displace the piece of road that is currently the loop around the school. So we're going to turn Ian Chambers Way back into a two-way street. So we're going to get the parking and drive lanes done first. The next thing that we got to do this summer is we got to extend the utilities from the rear of the school. And you've seen that big tank that's in the back as you come around. We have to extend the fire suppression, power, fresh water, a number of systems. And we're going to go down the corridor that goes from the athletic side to the satellite lunchroom. We're going to do that this summer too, so that everything is queued up, ready to go through the wall once we're built out of the outside of the new lower school. We're going to break ground on the actual lower school this summer. You'll see that fenced off. We'll start the foundation, and we're hoping by the time summer's over, we have everything in the ground done, have the bulk of the walls going up, and getting ourselves to a point that by the time we get to winter, the building is closed in and dry, so we can really take advantage of the winter and build out the interior. And then the part that I'm not sure how many people know this, but we're going to build Eagle Dome. Eagle Dome. We'll talk about it some more. As we looked at this project, we realized that every bit of square footage is valuable. It's expensive to build. It's expensive to maintain. So we holistically looked at the square footage of this building and what we're building. So in the end, as we're finishing this would be summer of 21, as we're finishing the lower school, we're going to do some renovations to this building to tie everything together. So let's talk a little bit more about how these things are going to connect. Like I said, the new building is here, comes over a little bit here, and it's going to connect right here at the satellite lunchroom, and that's where we're going to tie everything together. So you've seen this rendering in color. This is the front of the current upper school. This is where carpool is going to drop off for lower school. Students will go in right here. Still have this entrance here. And as I flip through to the next slide here, we're going to end up with this really beautiful common area in the middle. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be beautiful. Really nestled in for our community. I'm very excited about this element here. This is a shot from the athletic complex. You can see the current upper school. You can see the new lower school. You can see where it ties in. Over here is the cafeteria. You can see some of the contours of the hill there. Here we are in color. What I want to point out is you're still going to go around the back of the school, but you're going to end up with this loop that takes you back in and out. And what we like about that is it puts the drivers and the kids on the proper side of the car. So when you're dropping children off, they're getting right out and they're going into the building without crossing through the road. It's a major element of our design there. A couple other pieces there. The view out of these classrooms here is going to be fantastic. Looking at the athletic complex in the spring, in the fall, the trees, it's just going to be a beautiful view from up there. You can see a little bit of it if you go into one of these classrooms over here, but these are closer. So I'm not sure how much detail we can see. I'm going to try to point out a couple things on this. Again, this is the current building that we have right now. This is the connection between the new lower school and the upper school. This is right now the satellite lunchroom. This is the library. And you can see we're going to flow through here to connect into the upper school. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but one of the considerations we had was how to put together dining holistically for our campus, and we are spending a lot of time right now evaluating what that dining program is. But elements of it you can start to see here. This spot right here, we're calling it the servery. This would be the space where you would have like a market style point of sale dining experience where you can pick out what you want and check out and purchase what you want. It can be closed off after hours. And then this room here, the cafeteria over here, and this room here become components of our dining experience. And they let us compress the amount of time during the day that we have lunch periods. And that's huge for our program and our scheduling. Here's a little bit more of a zoomed in look at the connection between the two buildings. So let's walk through the new lower school here. So if you're outside, this was that courtyard area. There's a walkway here. This is the front door you're going to come in. This is a 2-story foyer area, entry area, sort of grand stairs going up to the second level. Waiting area. And then you get into some of the admissions offices and administrative spaces. This back area right here is about 1,000 square foot, and it's our lower school support center. That whole area is flanked with resource and support meeting spaces for learning specialists and all kinds of programs that we do here. And it's going to be a fantastic area, 1,000 square foot. That's a big chunk of space, and it really goes to show that that's a key element of our program. Back around the front, if you walk back out this way, you come down this hall here, we have our arts area, 2 music rooms and our arts rooms, all in this end of the building there. These would be used by the entire lower school, so up to 5th grade, and it's just a whole wing corner over there for our arts programs. One of the things you're going to see as we show all of the plans, and we're still working on the interiors, is that we're creating these neighborhoods, creating these spaces that different age groups will be able to identify as their home base, their neighborhood. And this right here is the first neighborhood that we're going to walk through here. This is the early childhood neighborhood. So for our pre-K and kindergarten and first graders, this is going to be their neighborhood, their common area. And then our hallway coming off of it and then hitting our different classrooms. Pre-K 3, 4, kindergarten, and first grade. One of the things I really like is we'll have our playground space right out the back. We'll have doors right in the back of these rooms so our youngest can go in and out to the playground space. It'll really be easy for getting in and out and enjoying the outdoor play area there. We're going to talk more about the play spaces here in a little bit. So let's head upstairs. So you come up the grand stairs with the elevator. We have another lobby area here. And hanging off of this first corridor here is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, plus our STEM room. And another area of collaboration. You'll see in a lot of areas here, we've created these collaborative spaces where, in this case here, 2nd and 4th grade could collaborate some which way, all kinds of programs that we do. A smaller collaboration space, but this whole area here would be designated for 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. Come around the side here, we get into our 5th and 6th grade rooms, and we go to double rooms at that point, and we have a 5th, 6th grade collaborative space. And then we have our Learning Resource Center. The Learning Resource Center, and I'm going to get the square footage out here, it's about 3,000 square foot. This is a very large space. Just like in the support rooms on the first floor, we have dedicated offices, meeting spaces, breakout spaces, so that private tutoring and other things can be done off of the learning commons here. And this is an Indian Creek Reimagined learning center. So there's gonna be more detail to come on this, but this isn't just basic library. There's gonna be a lot of excitement here. There's a lot of neat things that we're gonna do in this space, and we're working through the interior details of that as we speak here. One of the cool things is the Nook. So there's a reading nook, a little room off the library. Again, a great place that our students and faculty could huddle up. Here's an early concept of one of the learning center angles. Still debating how this would come together. What kind of furniture, how many bookshelves, where's technology in this? There's a lot being explored in this right now. So we talked about playgrounds and outdoor play. We know that play is very important for us. It's a very big part of our program. So now that we've located the new lower school, and we've located where the drive is going to be, and obviously the upper school is where it is, we have some really interesting pieces of terrain that we can develop. And what's neat about that, and I don't know if anyone has seen Monarch Academy in Annapolis and how they did their outdoor play space. It's very it's built into the topo of the earth there. It takes advantage of the terrain. It doesn't need to be all these jungle gym and climbing things. It's a reimagined play space. We have an excellent consultant helping us with this, and there's gonna be a lot more to come on that. But early childhood, fenced in, right here off of the building, some type of way to get to the second part of the playground. You can see the topo here, so it's something that we could do into the terrain right there. But this general area here is where we're picturing for the outdoor play space. And if you looked at the renderings when we came in, this is very elevated. So the road is much lower down than here. It's going to be interesting how we're going to landscape this. We're going to have a lot of high trees and bushes there. It's going to be nestled in. I think it's going to be a very exciting space for the kids to run around and shake off some excess energy. Maybe we can go to the next slide there. All right, so the athletic complex, and I don't know how many people know this, but we won the Distinguished Athletic Facilities Award in 2018 by the American Sports Builders Association for this complex. It's a big deal. The project came about from a gift to our school by families like you, and this resource has really connected to our school to so many people who simply didn't know us, didn't know where we are, didn't know who we are, and not only is it an amazing place for our students, it has become a regionally recognized place to hold events, and I'm very proud that we have this in our backyard. So we've spoken a couple times, and I've had a couple sessions with you guys where we said there's a lot of contention around inside athletic practice space. We only have the one gym. We couldn't figure out a way of building another gym into the new lower school. It's very expensive. it would not fit well with how we wanted to connect the buildings together. And we really weren't sure what to do. And as always, somebody from our community comes up with a great idea. Somebody steps forward with a gift, and the next thing you know, we have something called Eagle Dome. Eagle Dome. All right, so this is amazing. Picture 28,000 square foot, 240 foot by 116 foot by 48 foot tall. It's a massive space. It's going to be heated, cooled, and lit for both day and night usage. During the day, the roof is actually like a skylight. You can kind of see it's a different color right there. If we can go to the next slide and get a feel for the inside, it's going to be an absolutely beautiful space. Picture API, if you've ever been to API in the Bowie area, but just picture it, Indian Creek style. So we're working out what the interior will exactly be, and it's something that we can play with a little. It could be as simple as covering up 4 of the courts that we currently have. It could be different floor material, but we're working through the concept. But in the end, it's going to give us what we need. We need more indoor athletic practice space, and I'm very grateful for our first couple donors who have stepped forward to make this happen. So the board and school leadership have been working on projects and trying to pull this all together for about 9 years. And I wanted to take a moment to recognize a few friends who have helped us along the way. First, I want to thank Rockbridge Academy. They have been a great partner to us. We've had an exceptional first year of co-occupancy. I cannot believe how well that has gone, and please express your thanks and gratitude to anybody at Rockbridge when you see them. They have been a great partner to our program. And really, the story is amazing. It's 2 schools enabling each other to get to one unified campus, each their own one unified campus. It's a beautiful story. I'd like to recognize some of the Building and Grounds Committee members. The B&G Committee of the board is meeting almost daily, at least weekly, and it's just a massive amount of design and budget and program element considerations. It is a full-time job for these folks. Our chair, Jay Weiner, Roberto Pardo, Jim Lears, Catherine Borgeson, Dan Riley, Diana Burns, and Ab Baer. Thank you so much for all your hard work that you've done. If any of you are here, please stand up. I'd also like to recognize our architect, Senator Brook, and our owner's rep from Stonehouse Group. And I would also like to recognize any current and past board or trustee members that are here. If you could please stand so everyone can see you. The volunteers of our school are what make things happen. PTO members, PTO participants, everybody, parents are volunteering to help our classes. Thank you so much for your support, and I want to personally thank everyone who's volunteered your time and treasure for our school, this year, last year, and years before. Thank you so much. I mean, it's your gifts that have inspired us to do this and make this all possible. So I'm going to hang around, and if there's more questions on the design, let me know. Please.